Today is August 34th. Imagine it's August 24th. The Yankees played all their rookies and had a ton of fun while doing so. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy, Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steam and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. Producer BBD in the corner. Yanks finish up a series against the Nats this week. They lose the bread, win the meat. Jake, how you doing? Looking good in your black tee. Suave.
My
slim
Warehouse Games t-shirt. Yeah, I went with the black slimming tee. I've had a pretty big eating month, and I knew that was going to happen. There's a couple.
Yeah, I'm so upset with how much I've been eating.
It's just August, bro. It's like you mentally think you're through summer, and then you've got those last couple events, dude. Between the 2 weekend getaways and just my normal diet, I had a couple pictures of me. I'll send you one. It'll make you happy. A buddy's a camera accidentally took a picture of my torso, and it's the worst angle ever from last weekend. And during the Bino stream, I was looking at myself, and I was like, ooh, Dad's a little juicy right now. So maybe, together as a Yanks family, we can get through this final 6 weeks, and maybe we can all cut some weight together and get ready for the playoffs.
Should paternity leave into like end of pregnancy into paternity leave into July 4th. And then August is, I thought I was going to be like escaping ice cream after every meal. Came home early from work today, and Katie's on the stoop with the kids. She this special ice cream truck. You sign up and it goes to your neighborhood, and it's like a special one. And she's got that going. So now I'm feeding James, and I'm eating it too.
Yeah.
We're going to the fair tonight.
Oh no.
So I'm like, Katie, you did that. We're going to the fair. We're about to go. I'm gonna get a corn dog and some funnel cake. I'm not gonna not eat gross at the fair. So this might be my last official day, and that's what I've been saying for the last 3 weeks. This is it. This is the last one.
That was me last weekend. I've been pretty good this week, knock on wood. I just sent the picture to the Talkin' Yanks chat. I'd rather it not see the actual screen. It's as bad of an angle as a picture can be taken.
I like
the angle it's taken from is doing you no
great.
Favors.
Nothing about that sexy.
Pink
but I thought it was going
suit's
to be way
good.
worse.
It's just not good. There's nothing in the good count.
No one's going to have you pose and take
normally
that.
In my bad pictures, it's like, oh, the arms sneak in there, and it's like, oh, he lifts some weights, I guess, but that's just...
No, that's just an awful picture.
It's just not where you want to be. Like the Yanks. Although I kind of had more fun these past couple days. The kids, Judge.
Dude, who
in-game
cares? This is
vibe.
spring training.
They played defense the first game. That was lit.
Second game, they played great defense too. I'm so excited that they called these kids up and they did the press conferences and they buried the season. And now we're this is just early spring training for 2024. I was unnerved by both losses. I was a little nerved by Clay being bad. Kahnle is annoying, but I don't get it. So I don't like that. I don't know, but Clay, not let's field our positions.
Yeah, let's save it because I think there's some heavy Yanks talk there. I mean, Abrams gets Kahnle both times, which that's tough. So yeah, I don't know. I think we're on the same page there. Like it was fun to watch these. We ended up in the office. We had a nice little ninth inning crew that was feeling the highs and lows of it all, and Stanton's 3-2 count and all that. So I don't know. It's a different form of entertainment where you don't care if the Yankees win or lose. It's kind of playing with house money.
Yeah. I don't care. But I do want to see things. And that's a fun conversation to have on this, is what we're seeing from the people that we'll be seeing things from.
Did we do SeatGeek yet? Did we tell the people about that?
I said it was brought to him by SeatGeek, but I didn't tell him anything about the cool bubbles and any of that.
The 28 million downloads, the #1 rated ticketing app, 70,000 events every single dia. That's Spanish for day. Remember that with our next partner. They always want to make sure you're getting a good deal. Green means good. BBD referenced this the other day. If you're familiar with the American traffic light system, you're going to rack it up on the SeatGeek app. Green, good. Red, bad. Yellow, medium. Is that what it means when you're driving? We've got the hookup, though. Code YANKS. You'll get $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code YANKS. Click the link in the description. Download the app. Go to something.
Go to some. Do we need to do housekeeping before you get into the Burns? Like they DFA'd Greg Allen, and they told Billy McKinney that he had a lower back spasms. Yeah,
I'm trying to think, because Boone's next to us in the office. He's being coy.
We ended the episode with him saying, "I'll tell you off air."
He's being coy about who we're DFAing.
To give them credit on the Billy McKinney thing, I went back and they mentioned it like in the broadcast when Greg Allen started Sunday that Billy McKinney had a back thing. That's why he was out that day.
Zillow Masterclass.
They projected that one.
And then I think the only other thing, we talked about it with him a little bit, and then they followed up in the presser. They're like, hey, if Rizzo gets cleared, we're going to play him because we need a lefty. And he took batting practice back-to-back days or something like that. So
I don't think it's because they need a lefty. It's because Rizzo's a professional baseball player. If he's healthy, that's what he wants to do.
A little column A, a little column B.
They're not going to tell him he's not playing if he's like healthy enough to do it.
Yeah, you're healthy enough to work.
Wash off the 2 months of the worst baseball the league saw this year. It makes sense.
Yeah, it's expanded spring training.
Protect Judge as he goes for 63 this year.
I'm interested in that.
Okay.
Anything else? Nothing else, right?
I guess it'd be really weird if you were listening to this and you didn't know Everson Pereira and Peraza got called up, but they're called up and they're playing, so.
If you didn't know that, welcome.
Welcome to the party. And maybe they are. We've got a lot of fan bases checking in these days. Hello. Shalom. Hola. My 3 languages.
Do you want to say goodbye to Greg Allen? Do you want to, I don't know. Is there anything more to say about that? He isn't around next year. Like, if he stayed, he wouldn't be on the Yankees next year, right? Or would he have been?
No, because they signed that weird 1-year deal. Remember that any team could sneak him, like demand a trade from the minor league. So I'd assume Greg Allen's
got enough service time for.
And if I'm right, Bauers and McKinney, if they stay, they'd be on the roster next year. They're not free agents at the end of this.
I would assume they're heading to camp with the Yankees next year, more so Bauers than McKinney, but
yeah,
I think contractually those two are lining up to be Yankees next year, where Greg Allen is DFA'd, and he probably gets picked up by a team looking for a base runner or defensive guy.
Somebody brings him to their spring training and figures it out.
Maybe he goes down to Scranton.
I'm just saying that's why you would do Greg Allen, is because it's an asset. I mean, not that they are planning, I hope, on rolling into next season with Bauers and McKinney both on the roster. 0 of them should be the plan, but I don't know if they have options. Does Bauers have options? He came up from minors.
Yeah, I think both of their Bauers has 0 options. I think Bauers and McKinney, the Yankees actually think those two could have short porch Yankee magic. Greg Allen was brought in to be the pinch runner defensive
Last
replacement
guy on the
outfielder
bench.
that we won't need in the playoffs this year.
All three of them are guys that, like, if they were on the team through the end of the year, you just assume at some point in the offseason you would have needed the 40-man spot at some point and DFA him then. But
Yep.
you'd like to
All right.
think that's the direction the team would be headed.
Ready.
Let's do it. Burn number 1.
Woo! It's gray days at Yankee Stadium this year as the Pinstripes take on Josiah and the Nats. The Yanks rode on with their 8-game losing streak as Carlos would try to bring an end to that. Top 3, Carter goes key boom. The former top prospect, first at bat of the season. It's 1-0 Nats. But that would be all Rodon gives up. 6 innings, 1 earned run, only 1 punchy, okay? Hey, good weather. Let's take out the Corvette. The Rortvet Corvette drives one out. It's 1-1 into the 8th. CJJ Abrams transforms this game. Solo dong off Kahnle, remember that. And the Yankees lose 2-1 final.
Whoa. They did lose. Pereira did not get a hit. Peraza did not get a hit.
Only Ben Rortvet did.
Only Ben Rortvet did, and one of them was a home run. How about that, man? Only one of them did. The good news from this game is Rodon had a nice outing. 68 pitches, 6 hits, no walks. It's kind of what I was most interested in his stat line. No walks. And Loizaga looked good. That's kind of it. Rortvet, 2 hits. Hey, why did they play Higgy day after night, right? Higgy played game 2 as well.
Higgy did 2 and 3, 2 lefty starters.
Higgy hits lefties.
Yeah, I know. But
And Rortvet did the day after night over the weekend.
so they just don't care about that anymore.
Platoon, baby.
Yeah. They come out early in games anyway, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, good job by Josiah Gray. He only allowed 1 hit. Benny got him.
Yeah. Josiah Gray was kind of fun to watch. He's more wild than I knew, so that part wasn't fun. But he's got to be like a tunneling king, and I feel like I saw that. Like, it felt like his fastball, slider, changeup all did the same thing, like exactly halfway to the plate, and then they made their move. And nice guy. Swung by the John Boy Media office before. So if you're looking to root for other teams or other players and you like him, a New York guy, sure, he's a good one.
Yeah, he's a good one. Rortvet did have a catcher's interference, so that cancels out one of his hits, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So he's just the homer on the day. A lot of outfield assists in this game.
That's
is cool.
right. All 3 of them.
Yeah, there was, what was the stat? It was the first time all 3 outfielders had an outfield assist since the dawn of time or something.
It's the 80s. The list they threw out there, Paulie and Caster were pretty happy to read those names. Yeah, and it was sharp defense, like from the Yankees on that Pereira relay. Volpe turns and fires, makes the throw. There's a few good plays out there. It was entertaining.
Well,
kind
yeah,
of.
2 teams playing for nothing, take the extra base. Who gives a shit?
Right. Yeah, and just
Okay.
nobody else got a hit.
No, nobody else got a hit at all. Rodon threw a curveball.
Yeah, a couple first pitch curveballs.
A decent amount of curveballs, which was interesting. I don't know if he's getting his own little section and awards. But yeah, I thought that was a little, I don't know, interesting.
Working on stuff, sure.
Count breakdown. Rodon. Let's see. He got 3 first pitch curveballs, 2 0-1 curveballs, 1 0-2, and won 2-1. So early in counts, throwing curveballs,
Trying to sneak
especially
it up
if he got ahead. And when he was behind, never threw it. Oh, 2-1, one of them.
One of them.
A lot of fastballs, man.
Yeah.
He must have good stuff because his sequencing is crazy predictable.
Basically 2 pitches.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's mixing in the third now.
Sure.
Or it was just a Nationals thing. I don't think. I don't know. Want to go to game 2? Because game 2's got a lot of fun stuff, man. They won. It's the game they won.
I think so.
Before we go to game 2, the 3 outfield assist game, last one I have is July 15th, 2007. Melky had 2 and Matsui had 1.
But that wasn't all 3.
No, but that wasn't all 3, though.
There was an 80s. There
we
was an
didn't-
80s game.
Talking Yanks didn't tweet that graphic.
There's an
It was the dawn of time, they said,
the
since it had been done.
is the DOT.
Yeah. Dot.
Okay. Have you ever seen a Sevy with the butterfly doors? Stunting is a habit, as Luis would hope to find anything versus the Nationals and the very democratic Mackenzie Al Gore. And in democratic fashion, everyone got a hit or scored a run in the Yankees lineup. But the real story in this one lies in the Supreme Court, or at least a third of them. 3 judges gavels the first 3-homer game of his career. Hey, Sevy pitched well too. A little hammy and Peralta pointed his Wandy. And Wingardium Leviosa, the Yankees break the curse of their 9-game losing streak. They win 9-1 final.
What a game.
What a day.
What a game.
A memory.
I actually, because they won, I have like a bunch of bullet points about this game. Some might come up in awards, but I thought, let's talk about this one, you know?
Right.
They did good. Sevy was great. I think he's going to get brought up later in the show. I think we should probably not dive too much into Sevy that much.
Sure.
I liked the defense in this game just as much, if not more, Jake, than the defense in game 1. DJ made a couple nice plays, one real nice snag early. Sevy had to cover, had to flip it to him. Oswald Peraza tricks the umpire into making him think he caught it on the fly. He didn't. Nationals didn't challenge. They don't care. Make work day longer. No. Peraza had a real good ending play where he threw it to Glaber, the pick at third that kind of ate him up, and then he ate it back. Bader had a diving play. Stanton went back on the track and made a catch.
Yeah.
Pereira had a couple in left where he looked like an outfielder, which is that's above expectations this season for left fielders of the Yankees. Like his footwork was that of an outfielder. And Rortvedt didn't get into catcher's interference because he didn't play. So
Right.
But a lot of the play defense was great. And I haven't felt that.
Yeah, that Peraza play at third was pretty good, and that's the whole he's a shortstop. A lot of third basemen, whatever skill set he has, a lot of third basemen don't have, but Peraza doesn't know how to play third base because he never played third base, and that comes up in the next game a little bit. But that play was pretty sick. And yeah, it felt like the Yankees, and, you know, I guess we kind of laugh when we say it, but, you know, when you call up kids or youths, you rejuvenate the team a little bit because you're bringing in kids. You just brought up, you know, think about if you're an elder statesman like myself, you know, remember how you were at 22? Like, they brought up kids, and I don't know. It felt like they were making plays out there. Even Big G going back to the wall, like you said, that was kind of nice. And then, yeah, I mean, Judgy with his homer in the first inning, that was the first lead they had in 61 innings, I believe. They were 2 innings short of the New York Yankees record for not having the lead.
Did you hear Sterling's call on it?
Judge, the homer?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
It was like the first words he said. Oh, they got a lead.
Yeah. I mean, it's an insane stat, but and then a 5 spot in the second with another follow-up Judge homer, and it's like, yeah, this is This is nice. We're gonna enjoy this one for a little bit. And you mentioned Sevy. There's feelings there.
Yeah, seeing him. Yeah, the second Judge homer might be one of the bigger meatball pitches.
Sure.
94 center cut, no movement, just clobbered. Hamilton comes in, he pitches well. Wandy gives up a homer, but that was because he had to look at Dom in the face. They were saying make eye contact, and Wandy was like, I don't want to.
Pretty sick for Dom Smith. Dom Smith made a scene about it with the umpire. The umpire then acknowledged it and was like, he's not looking at you. And then
Well, make him look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good to intimidate Wandy like that. You've never done that. You've tried.
And didn't you say you liked the reliever Ferrer's pitch sequencing on the Nats?
I don't know anything about him. I've only seen this one outing. He's not good.
Okay.
But I don't know anything about him. And I only saw him in these like 4 at-bats. And I was really upset with Stanton for swinging. He got 2 swings and misses on his changeup, both Stanton, who saw Judge and DJ both go deep and was then just antsy because they were like nothing pitches.
It was like a mini old timers day.
And his fastball was wild. He was like all over the place. So I didn't like his sequencing that much. No. 4 fastballs in a row to DJ, 4th one homer. 4 fastballs in a row to Judge, 4th one homer.
Tough.
But maybe that's on the catcher.
Maybe both.
Oh, also like terrible defense in the Grand Slam inning by the Nationals.
Yeah.
They have the miscommunication in right field. CJ Abrams lets the ball go right through his legs, comes up like, what happened?
Oh.
Where was I?
Not what I wanted.
Bader forces them to go home with the speed on the contact play, and they bobble the ball.
Oh, this was the Stone Garrett into the wall. That was no fun. Hated that.
You didn't like that?
Didn't like that.
Okay.
Do we get an update on that?
Just a day before he swung at Rortvet's hand.
Rortvet kind of liked it, though. That's where the meathead side is good.
Yeah.
I think those two both liked that part happened.
Yeah.
Rortvet and a guy named Stone.
Yeah. And I think they're the 2 most like jacked players in baseball, so they get lumped together in those. Or those kids, the Lemonade Boys.
The Lemonade Boys?
The kids that we kind of like them. They do the interviews on the field. The baseball bat boys. The bat and ball boys.
I'm blanking on their
crew.
name.
How did you land on Lemonade?
I don't know. It's just funny.
Okay.
I have in the fantasy football league, there's a team that calls themselves the Lemonade Boys because they like lemonade.
I was in a fantasy league. There's a team called the Rainbow Hats.
Yeah?
Yeah.
God, I miss my floral hat, man. That was a good one.
Yeah, you wouldn't look good in it anymore, though.
No, never did.
No, you did. You're very like put together right now.
There were days where it fit. I look
the
like
guy I'm
Warehouse
looking
Crew.
at doesn't even make jokes.
I look like
He's
Warehouse
just, like,
Crew right
good.
now.
You look good.
Me and Bill lay down sod on the Jersey Shore for people.
Yeah, well, you don't. You collect the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There were lubing wires up at the warehouse today.
Yeah, I know. I sent Mike an apology text, but he assured me it got done, and then we talked some skateboarding videos for a bit.
That's cool.
Nice.
That's cool. Game number 3.
Yes.
Game number 3. The rubber match.
Former Yankee great Patrick Corbin returns to the Boogie Down to take on King Michael as he tries to stretch his way into the rotation. Bottom 1, mama. There goes that man again. Aaron Judge, 4 homers in 2 games. My goodness. It'd be 3-1 Yanks after a couple Glaber bombs at Billy's. Be honest, don't have the heart. Yanks scare it in the 9th. but don't get it done. They get bled to death with Clay out there. I've seen this story too many times. They lose 6-5 final and lose the series 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I thought they were going to win it, and I told Booney that I thought they were going to take 2 out of 3 against the Nats. And he was like, no, slow down. We got to win 1 first. And I said, well, you're facing 2 lefty starters, so I think you'll win both those games. And they almost did. And I was almost going to, remind him how smart I am. And then Kahnle went and lost it.
Yeah, Kahnle gets clipped by Abrams twice. Mentioned that in the first one. He enjoyed this one a little more. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. They score their first run on a Volpe error in the 3rd with 2 outs and Michael King, what would be his final batter. So that's tough in hindsight. A ball gets past Peraza that I think a more classically trained third baseman. A lot of classical training this year. At least knocks it down, but he kind of tried to shortstop lay it. And then, yeah, we're kind of having fun, and in that 9th inning, they pass the baton, but and Bader puts a charge into one, and young Alex Call catches it behind his head, Little League style, in the rain, and he's loving it. So good for the Nats.
Good for the Nats. Good for Bader. Put a charge into one. Good for Stanton coming through with a hit. Good for Glaber coming through with a hit. But not enough because the bullpen blew it. And good for the bullpen, man. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
We were good all year. Now that the season's done, you want to win a series?
Right.
Not on our watch. Bozos, we're out.
Not on our watch. I do think there was some good, as we're picking up the puzzle pieces and we're interested to see where everything lands. This is maybe the 3rd time this year we've seen Clay just get bled out by infield singles. And, I would believe if you forced me into analytics, Clay Holmes analytics, I would tell you that there's a % chance of the infield single because he throws such a hard sinker that it's going to lead to some infield singles. And I think it's so funny that as more and more comes out, and we've heard from teacher men and, minor leaguers and stuff like that, the Yankees fully just believe in exit velo. So in their heads, that's the luckiest of luck. But in the sport of baseball, that exists. Like you can appreciate that data, and they do not.
I like that Clay's real big and tall.
Right.
And most pitchers are. I don't know if I can watch him try to throw a ball and then get into, I'm going to go field this ball legs. Very loose legs. Very baby giraffe. Stumbling. Not solid. He's not one with the ground. I think he needs to do some grounding where Ottavino used to stand barefoot on the mound before games and stuff. He needs to be a little, looks like he's, if he was to be walking on glass, he would get cut because he's scared of it.
He's a one-way runner. He doesn't have any zig or zag.
No zig. And it takes him 3 steps to get that way.
Yeah.
It's almost like off a horse, wide steps to get going. Not that he would have made that one play today anyway, I don't think. But yeah, let's up the repertoire. CeCe was a big dude. People would try to bunt him all the time. He'd field his position.
Yeah,
so you can do it.
Maybe Clay gets angry for infield choppers. I don't know. Play the third baseman in when Clay's in.
Yeah.
And that play was just always going to be a hard one. Clay probably should have never even been going for that one.
Yeah, I don't think that was a makeable play, but we've seen this a lot, and it's just getting
bigger
off
picture.
the mound doesn't look normal.
No.
He's
big.
tall. He's too tall.
Very big.
Did I cut out? Did you cut out?
No.
Oh.
I think that was it. I think that was the end of the segment.
Oh, okay. Nothing else from this game? I mean, King started.
King
Brito
started.
pitched.
50 pitches. Brito got in. Keenan Middleton keeps driving up his price tag. Go, Keenan, go.
Yeah, kind of interesting.
I
how
like
did,
him.
King
He's got
throw?
a cool changeup, man.
Say that again.
Middleton has a really cool changeup. It's different than Kahnle's or some of the other traditional changeups, but it's still fun.
Dude, King threw not a lot of different pitches again. Like, remember we were saying he throws, and as a reliever, he throws all his pitches equally,
Right.
and he could take that to being a starter. He's got to know he's not in these for like that many pitches. They did up him to 52, or not 52. They upped him to 50. He threw 52% sinkers, and he threw and 24% fastballs. So he threw 76% fastballs. I don't know. I was a little excited to see the full repertoire as a starter. And I get it if they're letting you go 3 times, you need to save stuff, but they're not.
Right. I guess that's a little bit of a catch-22, right? Because they could be, if you're training him to be a starter, in theory, that is what most starters do, use 2 pitches to get through the order the first time. So if we are training for that, but yeah, I mean, I very much see your side of it too. Like, let's just get outs.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
And he did. That Volpier is tough. It'd been a while, 2 outs to finish King's day. But King walked the batter in front of him. He threw a 3-2 slider out of the zone that it's like, hey, man, we're playing the Nats. Go attack Lane Thomas. Having a nice year.
Lane Thomas.
Careful.
He's a baseball name that obviously I know and all that, but we did heads up for JM Baseball. And one of them was Lane Thomas. And I think Moylan was trying to give me hints. And without, like, I was like, I only know that name when I hear that name.
Right.
When he's not in the conversation, you're not going to get me to dig Lane Thomas out of my brain.
Right.
He's giving me all the best hints. And I was just like, I don't fucking what? So that wasn't there. Anyway, second half of the show. You want to do that?
Second half of the show, Jim, I gave this a little shout out before, but I want to tell the people about Babbel. Hola. Me llamo Jake. Jake doesn't translate well to Spanish, but almost every English word does in one way or the other. And Babbel can help you start learning a new language in just 3 weeks. I like this point from them. Why Babbel? Because it works. Eat it. Just eat it. Because it works. 10-minute lessons are designed by over 150 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. I am heading to Mexico in December. Took some Spanish in high school. It's all in there. You just need to tap into it. So I am tapping in with Babbel. 2 B's in the middle there. And how about, do you like a deal? You know you do. Everyone does. We're all suckers. And this one's a real one because it's tied to Hideki Matsui. Right now, 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for listeners here. So you have to go to @babbel.com/Yanks. You'll get 55% off, BABBEL.com/Yanks. Some rules and restrictions applying to it. There's a link in the description. I think we all have that craving, man. If you've studied a language before, or if you're going on a trip somewhere, you're like, oh, I'd love to fire in and dial it up. 10 minutes a day, some Babbel. Come Babbel with us.
Babbel.com/Yanks.
Does it say there how you get a language on Babbel?
Excuse me?
Can I upload?
You want to add a language to it.
You want to be on the other side.
Yeah, I just want to know the process.
You
What
want to
hoops do I
be
gotta jump
Team Babbel and add your own language.
Is it possible? How does the language get added? What are the steps?
I mean, we're in touch with them that I'm sure they would take the call, but it feels like any language that you'd be offering, I feel like they've either addressed in a big way or it hasn't been on their radar at all.
I'm going to go ladder.
Okay.
All right, let's do the awards. The first award we go here on the show is the Pride of the Yankees.
Okay.
Pride of the Yankees. Pride of the Yankees. Yeah.
Oh, Pride of the Yankees, Jake. Easy one. I get to go first. And you get to go second if you get to go at all. Still to be decided. Kind of a new thing we're testing out since the Yanks have not made the playoffs is maybe banning people from giving awards.
Right.
DVDs. He's the one that suggested this.
It's an idea.
Right.
That's producing.
Gotta mix up the formula sometimes.
Good job, Beeps. I'm gonna go Luis Severino. Now, 3 weeks from now, I may look back and be like, yes, Nats, and it was the Royals, and the teams that he's pitched well, and the Angels. Those are the 3 teams that he's had good starts against in the second half of the season. But it was a nice start. It was a really nice start. He got a hand. You know what I liked? I liked he got an ovation to leave as he left the game, and maybe that's I don't know, maybe his lower back starts spasming or something, and it's just like a nice memory. Let's make our last memory of Sevy be a nice memory. So he's probably got 4 or 5 more starts.
Yeah.
Whenever we get to the end, let's make it a nice memory. Let's have an outing like this that we can clap at. Really had to mix up his pitches. I don't think he got many swings and misses at all. He got 8 whiffs on 97 pitches. He 17% swing and miss percentage. It's not good at all. He only had 2 strikeouts, but he got through it. So good job by Luis Severino to turn the tides.
One of the more fun emotions players we've seen since we've been doing Talkin' Yanks. The Sevy roar has become iconic. With him and Rodon, the lack of strikeouts is something we could very much look back in a week or so and be like, ha.
But it's also sorry to cut you off.
Please.
It's also the Nationals have the Royals effect where they don't give a shit. They're swinging so early, man.
Right.
Second pitch, first, second, third pitch, you're guaranteed to get like 2 swings. There.
Yeah, I mean, we could. I think the comparison I used before in Luis Severino starts is the Talladega Nights Ricky Bobby when he gets out of the car after driving for the first time and going, oh God, like if Sevy comes out his next start and gives up a few in the first, it's going to be flashbacks a little bit. But as we've laid out before here, you guys already have your feelings for Severino. Like this, what's happening right now isn't going to change your opinions on Luis Severino, but. I have brought up before, like, the person of Luis Severino and that this is his contract year and, like, how rare that is for a baseball player, and it's basically gone as bad as possible that I don't know what people are rooting for down the stretch, but, God, if Luis Severino could rip off 5 good ones, that could do, like, a lot for him and his family and stuff. So I hope we end up there, and if not, well, we had a nice moment.
And just to give you the stats, the first 3 pitches of each batter, he had 46 of those, and 80% were swung at. Team was swinging.
I would be too.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a little something that doesn't matter and is just a flashback to last year when that article came out that was like, guys don't want to be Yankees, and it was like, okay, Joey. But for Sevy, Sevy likes being a Yankee, and I don't know. That's kind of cool.
I heard a rumor from an unreliable source. Now, people like to take these quotes out of context every time I do this, even though I'm just sharing with my good friend Jake.
Do you want
and
when you
people
say
that are listening?
When you say something like
source
this,
that I wouldn't put this in writing nor stand by, but an unreliable source that I wouldn't put this in writing or stand by told me that they have a friend whose neighbor.
Out of context. Whenever you start saying something like that, I'll just say out of context during the clip lowly.
Okay.
So tell me
Okay.
when you're going to start.
Yeah. A guy I was talking to, his friends and neighbors with
Right.
Sevi, unreliable source, told me that Sevi told him that he would have loved
Out
unreliable
of
source to
context.
take in a hometown
Out of
discount,
context.
unreliable source to come back to
Out
the
of context.
Yankees because he loves being here
Out of
so much,
context.
unreliable source.
Out of context. Hey, it's not crazy. What's next?
You have to
Next
sign a
is
pitcher.
we find out if you're allowed to give a pride. There's like this whole new shakeup of the system that BBD is introducing as producer.
Yeah, Jake earned it today.
Okay, wow, hell yeah.
Wrote out 3 burns. I've been bringing some good energy.
They were good burns, too. The people liked them.
I told the people.
Dude, I have something wild.
Okay.
Every single pitch Sebi threw in the strike zone, that was the first, second, or third pitch of the at bat in his game, was swung at.
Swung at.
Lie. That was a lie. I read it wrong.
That stat was a lie. I could be quick, I think. I'll go Judgy. 4 home runs, 7 RBI. He had a 3 home run game. That was the game the Yankees won, and that's the effort it may take to get the Yankees some dubs the rest of the way. I don't know. He threw out a couple base runners. Like it was fun, beautiful, big Aaron Judge, and yeah, it's kind of funny to see on Yankees Twitter/X, like the Yankee fans that have been looking to puff their chest at all recently were like, Judge is back. He's the best hitter in baseball. And it's like, okay, all right, yeah, he is back, and he looks good. So, captain.
Good pride.
Thank you. Thank you.
Was it 4 out of 5 at bats, homer in a row?
Let's see. Yes, because he didn't get a shot. He was I think Peraza made the out before him to not get him a shot at the 4th home run. Or maybe it was pinch hit Jake Bauers, excuse me. A theme of this series, pinch hit Jake Bauers. So that was his next at bat, and the stat Caster was really jonesing for that only one Yankee ever has had 5 homers in 2 games.
Who? 5 homers, 2 games.
It's not
Reggie?
the name you'd think.
What?
It's an all-time Yankee name, kind of, but not one of the names you'd guess.
Alfonso Soriano. Stint number 2.
2 Z's in his last name.
Phil Rizzuto.
Tony Lazzari. That was a setup.
Oh.
Wow, you set me up, man.
Try to take away my fucking award, bro.
I was BB.
That was Beebs.
You know, you got to suggest things in this
It
world.
was Beebs. So that's kind of crazy.
That is crazy. I mean, the first homer, I don't think he got that well. And then it went. But I don't know. Like, I was like, oh, that's kind of that Judge power out of nowhere. And the second one, the grand slam, he absolutely clobbered. It didn't go as far as I thought it was going to go.
Yeah, we've been getting some weird wood noises off the bat this year. Stanton's had a couple weird ones. Judgy's had a couple weird ones that, yeah, the result and the swing and the noise kind of haven't added up. But know what I honestly think it is? We've watched so much bad baseball this year that our baseball brains are skewed.
Could be.
Like-
Did you think Bader's was a homer?
No, I didn't think it was a homer. I thought it had a shot to get down.
Same, I guess.
But dude, like Gleyber Torres, the most consistent Yankee this year, good ball player.
Leads the American League in home runs for second baseman.
766 OPS coming into today. Lane Thomas, 806. Like, our brains have been so warped by what we've watched hitting-wise this year.
What's Glaber's slash line right now?
Torres or the other one?
Glaber.
I was going to name my kid Gleyber. Gleyber Torres 268. Oh God, just clicked the wrong page.
I'm not upset about that.
268. The OPS is up to 776 today.
What's the on base?
I think it's 334.
So that's what's the slugging? 467 maybe?
442.
Yeah, so you'd like the OBP or slug 20 more points.
Yeah, like
I don't know how you divide it, but I'd like 20 more. 340, 450. That would be so much better.
Gleyber's currently having like a good 6-hole hitter season, but he's been our like
cleanup hitter.
Let's protect Judgy while he's here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So why'd you make Gleyber your pride then?
Didn't.
Oh, I tried to trick you.
Gotcha.
You had terrible recall.
Gotcha journalism.
Memento.
Got a bird on your shoulder.
I don't like the movie Memento, and I'd like everyone to be upset with me about that if they want.
Okay. In the comments.
Like, not a fun watch.
In the comments, get loud.
Not a fun watch.
Get stupid. Get loud. Yankee MFer.
Yeah.
You Yankee motherfucker.
Rortvet for kind of not falling in line. Dude, we're doing no hits today. Like, get with the program, man.
Yeah.
Whole team decided we were going to do no hits. You go out there, get 2 hits, only 1. No, I won't do Rortvet. That seems rude and targeted. I will instead.
Rortvet did not make an out in his 3 plate appearances.
Well, that wasn't what the team was doing.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
Always got to be doing your own thing. I'll go Kahnle, man.
Yeah, I could see that.
Figure it out.
2 games.
Don't let that guy do that ding. You know? Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. I said this before in the lounge. Booney, I know where Booney stands at this point. We don't ask the real questions. I
asked him if Hal cared. That's the one off the record question I'll share with people. I said, "Does Hal care?" He said, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. It
was nice to hear.
Steinbrenner's run hot. Kahnle gives up the homer to Abrams on his changeup, and Kahnle's in a tough stretch right now. The changeup it was a little too middle, and they asked him, and they're like, Booney, is Kahnle throwing the changeup too much? And he's kind of like, man, like relievers normally have 2 pitches. That's his best pitch. It's one of the best pitches in baseball. Like if he had thrown his fastball and it got hit, you would have been mad it wasn't a slider. So Kahnle's obviously in a funk right now. Life of a reliever, and but yeah, that's that's two tough appearances in this series, and the same dude gets him twice.
Yeah.
Kahnle's quote after today's game, he did say he thinks he needs to change the formula up a bit. His changeup's becoming predictable.
Yeah.
Remember he threw a slider a little bit, like in 2018 or 19.
Yeah.
Started messing around with a slider, and it wasn't that good. And then he was like, let me throw the changeup. It's really good. So what are you going to do? I mean, figure it out for sure.
Figure it out. It's a little bit of throw that good pitch.
Did you watch any of the Little League game last night that went 9 innings?
I did not.
Washington versus Texas.
Okay.
The Washington coach just sick to his stomach the whole game. Every time they showed him on the fence, he looked like I don't know this actor's name, but he was in Deadwood. It just always looks like swallowing his stomach the whole time. It was good. I might do a whole reel of him just looking scared. Maybe that's how Kahnle feels.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not normally his energy, but all right.
Okay, cool. Regular awards? Oh, wait. You have to do your MFer.
Wow. Oh, no, we can skip it.
That's up to Beeps.
No, Jake, you can give it.
Oh. Wowie, wow, huh? I might go rude. Feeling a little flirty. I'll go Bauers.
What did he do to you?
0 for 2 in his 2 pinch hits.
No way.
His first one doesn't let Judge come up.
Pinch hitting.
First one doesn't let Judge come up for the chance at a 4-homer game. And then today, he pinch hits in the 9th inning, right? Or was it the end of the 8th? He pinch hits for Higgy, and he gets out 3-2 pitch, and there was an audible groan from the live stream lounge because it was a hanging splitter that it felt like the best pitch to hit he got in his at-bat, and he watched it. So, hey, brutal one, but here we are.
Rude. Splitter, man. Tough pitch. You know, I like Kyle Finnegan's splitter.
You wouldn't like that 3-2 one.
Yeah, it was high. It's the highest splitter he saw of that whole at-bat.
It's up.
2 at-bats, man. And he
And
just got demoted?
the old splitter sang. If it's
High
up,
let it fly, the knuckleball sang?
if it's up, put it in the cup.
My son James says he says up when he says no.
Okay.
So he's kind of changing the world. So I don't know. New language,
That's
huh?
what we got to tell Babbel about.
Babbel up means no. It's because Katie goes up whenever he's doing something she wants him to not do. Up. So you're like, James, you want to go up? Let's go to bed, James. Up. Pretty good. Babbel, you don't know shit. Babbel's awesome, and you should get it, but they should also put toddler in there.
Add a toddler one.
Yeah. Or like kids with rhoticisms, because I had that.
Okay.
I called the. Okay. Let's keep it moving, Jake. Regular awards.
Add toddler.
Good awards. Jim, these regular old awards are brought to you by Shady Rays. That's right. Just threw mine on. Been wearing them every day, all day. Go with the outfit pretty good. And yeah, they're my own custom pair of Shady Rays sunglasses. Jimmy has his own pair too. His have some pinstripes on them. What was the Trev compared him to kind of like a modern Blues Brothers vibe, like
The way you were wearing a hat that day. Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-da-bum. Code JM30. That'll get you 30% off the custom Jimmy and Jake collab shades. Finish out summer strong. I wear mine in the winter too.
Sun's still out.
Some people say I'm too big for my britches when I do that, but
I don't.
I don't know if I've ever been too big for my britches.
I mean, you're gaining weight right now. You just already told us about that.
Oh, God. Okay, if that counts, then I think like freshman, sophomore year of high school, I was way too big for my britches. If you don't want the Jake or John Boy shades and saving 30% off of them, that's fine, because you can use code YANKS and get 50% off 2+ pairs of premium polarized sunglasses. So it's kind of like, it's like a choose your storybook a little bit. You know, you could go with the Shady Rays traditional, get a couple pairs, 50% off, or you could get ours, JM30, 30% off. There's a link in the description. And you wear sunglasses, so get some.
You wear sunglasses, so why don't you get some? And we wear sunglasses, so why don't we get you some?
Okay.
My first award's going to be the freshman year Jimmy award.
Freshman year Jimmy. I love that song. Say it
Something
ain't
is
so.
bubbling behind my back.
Is a heartbreaker. Take on it with Jimmy. I can remember it like yesterday. the long hair, the pretty eyes. Really rude to the coach.
Well, that was a two-way street. That was a two-way street.
It was a two-way street. It's going to Everson Pereira.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
New kid
Tell him
in
why.
town.
Good. Great. Tell him why. 2 points if you tell him why.
Well, he's the new kid in town. He's getting thrown in the outfield because we had the catcher. Is he trying too hard? I know he was doing that in his last couple at bats before he got the hit. I'm not sure where else you're crossing his family was horrified in the stands. I don't know.
They couldn't even watch.
It's tough. It's kind of tough.
Imagine he hits a homer, you didn't see it. Like, let's throw some watching into this.
Yeah.
No, man. Freshman year of baseball is when I started standing in the box and the ball was doing shit. I was like, what? Why is that ball moving? I've practiced against fastballs.
Right.
The T, dead center, perfect pitch. If you throw that, I could hit it. Like, what you threw Judge. I know this happens to every rookie, and I'm not judging him on this. I just think it's wild the rate at which this happened to him. He didn't see the first 2 games. He saw one fastball in the 4-seam fastball in the zone.
Tough.
And then like Corbin today, pretty wild as well. I think he saw one in the 3rd game. So maybe 2 or 3 fastballs in the zone this whole series. Just a rude greeting by the Nationals pitchers. In his first at bat, it was curve, slider, curve, 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 slider. That was his first at bat in the big leagues. His next at bat, sinker, slider. Sinker's a fastball, but it's got movement on it. His third at bat, slider, sinker, slider, slider, curve, slider, sinker, slider. His fourth at bat, slider. Put it in play. Game number 2, steps up, curve. He grounded into a fielder's choice. First pitch curve. Next at bat, curve, 4-seam fastball out of the zone. That's the first 4-seam fastball he saw. This is game 2, his 5th at bat, maybe. Then slider, then 4-seam fastball in the zone, and he struck out looking. And I remember watching that being like, this dude didn't think he was ever going to see one of those.
Yeah.
Especially with 2 strikes on him. He's good pitching. Okay. His third at bat of game 2, change up, change up, change up. 1, 2, 3. See you later. He was like, I didn't see any of those yet. The first 3 big league changeups. Then next at bat, he gets a 4-seam fastball in the zone. RBI ground out. Fielder's choice.
Yep.
Then Corbin did him so dirty in the first one today. And at this point, I was kind of watching out for it. I was like, is this dude ever going to get fastballs from this team? And in his first at bat, Corbin opens him up. Slider, 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 slider. Just rude, man. He eventually does get his first hit. And it's on a slider. Because next at bat, 4-seam, slider, sinker. So it's a rude greeting. I thought it was funny to see him just really get that. Welcome to the bigs. You're not going to see a fastball for a long time.
And that last at bat was a good at bat. He fights back a little bit. He's down 1-2, and he's really he's in it. He's clearly feeling it. You're 0 for 10. You're on the Yankees. Your family's not watching your at bats. That he battles back. He spits on 2 sliders. He fouls off a slider, and then he gets a hanger middle, puts a charge into it. Was it 108 off the bat or something? We know the Yanks like that. Good for him. Get it, move past it. Like, let's start getting some real ABs in and seeing what you got. And I started to get worried. I forget if it was his last Corbin at bat. It sure was. Paul O'Neill was just like living his hell, and his first pitch fastball up. And he just watches it, and it's like, who? Actually, the 2 last Corbin at bats. First one, so his second at bat, fastball. He jumps it. He's like looking fastball, but he's so antsy, he's ahead of it. Doesn't get it, and then he's in the mix master. And then Corbin that last time, fastball up. Oh, he goes 3 straight fastballs. So that second at bat, Paulio was with him because it was fastball, slider, fastball looking, and it was like, oh boy, we gotta get our guy something soon before we enter. Was it Higgy watch whose first at bat needed to be a homer? Who was the catcher that was like 0 for 18?
Higgy.
That was Higgy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Then he hit a homer, which we said on the show, like he's got to hit a homer.
Yeah, he was. Pereira was about to enter first hit needs to be a homer territory, and he didn't, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. He needed to get a hit in the series. You get a hit in your first series, that's fine. He got an RBI in game 2. Bader was very excited about that. Does it count as an RBI, fielder's choice?
It did.
Yeah.
Sure it does, right?
Yeah.
It's a run batted in. Good job by Pereira. I never proved I could hit the breaking stuff.
Yeah. If I knew it was
bullshit.
coming, I could, but they rarely tell you.
Yeah.
Knowing it's coming would be a huge advantage.
I liked him in left, and I don't know much about like his stance, his swing. It just looks like a base. There's nothing crazy about it that would. There's no like ticks or oddness. Just looks very standard.
Yeah,
baseball.
He's a little up and tight,
Yeah.
but then when the pitch
Yeah, he looks
comes,
like a
it's
mixture
normal
of Gary
stance.
Sanchez and Glaber. That's what I
Okay.
think my mom said, and I agreed with her.
Okay.
I see that.
Yeah. BBD sees it. Dude, this coach, the Washington team, the replay's on. I mean, he's just throwing up in his mouth this whole time.
Scary.
What's your award?
My award, Jim, is the Get Your Hands Through award.
Get your hands through award. I don't know. I mean, it seems like this is very, very much there, you know?
It's there. IMO.
Get your hands through award. Volpe?
You're close.
Peraza?
It's Peraza. Peraza in this series, he gets the call too. We're going to run him out at third. He's like, wait, I'm a really good shortstop. I might even be better than the other guy. Whatever. I'll play third. Sure, let's do it. The Nationals at a certain point made a conscious decision to pitch him inside. And it was working. And then they made a conscious decision to stay with that until he did something different. So he was getting peppered with fastballs inside. That's why in this series we saw a couple weak, bloopy groundouts to short. We saw a bloopy pop-up to left. And then in his last at-bat, I'm watching for it, he gets a fastball over the middle of the plate, drove it right back up the middle to start the Yankees' comeback. But as we watch these young players, and we're, one series of scouting, although we've seen Peraza before and we'll see more of him, it looks like he's going to get challenged inside with the fastball, and he's either, right now he's toe tapping. Paul O'Neill talked about that on the broadcast. A lot of guys get rid of that when they get to the big leagues to get that extra second in. But let's watch the fastballs inside, and if he adjusts to that and gets a little hot, then we'll start seeing the other stuff, and that's kind of the story of big league baseball.
There is a story of a girl faced inside pitches and struggled getting the hands in.
Out of context.
Yeah. I didn't notice his at-bats, actually.
Okay.
So, you kind of found a blank spot in my watching of the games this weekend. I was paying attention. I noticed when he hit it, and I was like, ooh, I like that. I'll go back and look. I take your word for it. I'd like him to get his hands in.
Well, we got duped by the Yanks, Jim.
Okay.
Because in the final game, they did the lineup, and they did this in game 2 as well. Did they do this in? Okay, so game 1, the new Yankees, the kids are up. The energy's different. We're playing defense. Pereira, Peraza, 7, 8 in the lineup. You know, they come up, you kind of lock in a little more. These final 2 games, they split them up with Higgy. So you watch the Pereira at bat.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, like let's check back in when Judge is up.
And Pereira was ahead of Peraza.
Yes.
That was confusing me every time because Peraza would come up and I'd think, ooh, Pereira's next. And then I'm like, wait, didn't he? He just was up last.
Yeah.
I guess just because they already came up, was a higher ranked prospect. I was expecting him to be ahead.
Maybe a little double lead off. Pereira's supposed to be more of a power guy.
Yes. Yeah. Yeesh.
Okay. Your last and final award?
My last and final award is the
Yes.
something award.
Something.
Something?
That's a little wide. That's like Joe's playing code names for the first time.
I really think you're going to get this one. Okay, all right, I'll expand a little bit. Something? Nothing.
Okay.
Now I mean,
that felt a little rude at the end.
wait, I'll expand even more. Something? Nothing. Something?
I've got it down to 2.
Okay.
Is it a hitter or pitcher?
I mean, what are you?
Okay.
I mean, get you dressed too?
Okay. Oh, I don't have it down to 2.
Oh no. You've
Uh,
expanded.
I'll go Stanton.
You had it the whole time.
I
Jake.
had it. I thought Rodon could have been in there too.
You had it the whole time.
And then Volpe popped up, but he didn't have the follow-up like Stanton did.
You had it the whole time. Do you know why? Can you explain why? You're 2 for 2. The ledger has it, but do you know why? You didn't even know why the first time.
I'm not sure. I mean, you know, maybe he makes the catch, he doesn't do stuff, and then he has the 4-hit day. I don't know.
So it's mostly just the 4 hits I'm focusing on. The first hit comes, right? And I'm watching and I'm looking and I go, ooh, a hit. Ooh, it was a fastball.
A base hit.
Ooh, how fast was it? 91. Nothing. This is a guy who hasn't been able to catch up the fastballs for 2 years now, right? So I go, okay, kind of nothing. 91. Then third inning comes around. Ground rule double. 6th pitch of the at bat. I go, oh, what was it? Sinker? That's a fastball. Miles per hour? 92. Nothing. No. Under 95. He can hit those. Sure.
Right.
Okay. Third at bat. Grounded into a double play. Put in play. Another fastball. 92 miles per hour. Fourth at bat. He homers, Jake. He homers over the fence. Right? Fastball. 4-seam fastball. Speed. 97 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Something. That's something.
Yep.
Haven't seen him do that in a long time. Gets up again in the 9th. Grinds an at bat. Fouls a crucial splitter to stay alive. Gets a fastball up in the zone. 95. Okay, something maybe. So that's Stanton. And if he can hit fastballs over 95 miles per hour throughout the rest of the season, maybe I have some hope for him next season.
Yeah, it was kind of a head turn moment. When Joe's was on, we had unfortunately a good clip of BBD reading his last year or so stats that I think it started with a 183 batting average, which was really, really hit home. As we're talking about this guy that clearly doesn't move like he used to, and and all that. But if you go back to the first half of last year, Stanton still was not moving well, but he was Stanton. He was a threat. He was crushing balls. He'd get hot and cold. That, man, it would scratch a little itch if Stanton could finish with a hot month. And I mean, it's still not going to change the conversations of, if you're trying to really revamp this team, does that mean we have to do something with Stanton? Or, if Stanton's going to be here, another month of good baseball would at least make us feel a little better. So, yeah, man, you'd love to see it because it's cool, man. He's the coolest dude on the team.
The coolest dude on the team. That was like John Sterling.
It's hip, so hip.
Do you have that clip, Beebs? That's still on the soundboard? Or is that on my soundboard?
Not on the soundboard, but I can pull it up in
We can
this
find that.
here.
It's
I have
great
that.
clip.
It's an all-timer.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing he could say without being cool at all.
But it ends up being very cool.
Right.
The way he says it.
For being 83 years old, that's the coolest thing you can rattle off.
It's so hip. What was it? It was like a nickname that the fans had or something like that.
They were chanting something for Kyle Tucker, and I didn't know what it was, so I asked somebody. You know what it was?
Now here's the 1-1. Right about no.
We don't know you. We don't know you.
That's so hip. That's so hip. New York is so hip.
Oh, that's rule of thirds, man. That's the comedy rule of three. You got to say it 3 times. That third one surprises you. And he just pins it on all of New York.
Yeah.
That's hip. That's so hip.
Don't we know?
So hip. That's so hip. New York is so hip.
New York is so hip. Oh, that's great. Did you hear Susan? She said, people are saying, I didn't hear it, but the articles were like, hot mic catches Susan Waldman, call the team boring. But like they've said way worse on a live mic, knowingly.
Yeah, I mean, it was that first
They say
game.
it into the mic a lot.
I think it was that first game. It was still like 1-1, and they just came back quick, and she was like, this is a boring game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Did she think she was off air? I didn't hear it, but
I
feel like
so.
she would say that on air.
Right.
I've heard worse this year from them.
Yeah.
Like in mid-inning.
Yeah.
Good award,
Okay.
Jim.
You're up.
Good award, Jim.
Thanks, man.
I am going to give out the... I know who I want to give it to. I know the construct behind it. I'm going to give out the tracking award. Tracking award.
Tracking. Bader.
I could see why you'd go there. It's not right. It's going to DJ LeMahieu. DJ LeMahieu had 4 walks in this series. The rest of the team had an amount of walks, but DJ had 4 walks. That was the most on the team. The second leader was 2 walks. He had more walks than strikeouts, and his 1 home run he hit was an absolute porch job, opposite way, 333 feet. And when DJ is prime, he's tracking the ball, he's going the other way with it, and in his hot streak last year that helped fuel the hot Yankees kind of early midseason, he was having more walks than strikeouts, and he was driving the ball the other way, so he's tracking it for a while. So, kind of the same conversation we had about Big G. It would be sweet if we could feel better about you than we do now.
Okay. I agree with you. It would be good to feel better about you than I do now. And you look good at first.
Yeah, he had
And
the
I'm
one,
off
he had
him
the
at
one
third.
error.
This season put me off him at third. This season and you.
Sorry.
like maybe I ruined Memento for some people. They're like, oh yeah, no, that was a good movie. I think I like it. No, you know what? Actually, he's right. It's not really fun to watch. It's confusing, and you have to like read a lot and really like it's too much of a thinker. And they're a little upset with me about that. Like, shit, Jimmy, I thought I liked that movie, and you kind of just made me realize it's kind of like, ugh. And you did that for me with third baseman DJ LeMahieu.
Thank Nolan Arenado.
No, I'm blaming you.
Okay.
Thanking Nolan.
You can thank Nolan.
I'm thanking no one.
Okay.
That was a trick.
That's tricky. All right.
Yeah. Anything else? Bader had a really good game too. Stole a base, got 2 hits and a walk. Both of his hits were on 2-strike breaking balls, and made a diving catch coming in, and then scored from third. I thought Bader had a good game too. Worth noting.
Nice.
Stanton's last game is doing a lot of heavy lifting here, but the top 4 in the order all finished with a good series. So we would have.
Thank you, the Nats.
We have not had that.
The Nats.
BBD, favorite place to put a shoe that isn't your foot?
Right next to my dresser. That's where I kick it usually. Shoes coming off.
Sounds good. All right, I'm gonna go to the fair and get sick. Eat a ton of food.
My nephew Emmett. Hi Emmett, you're listening to this. Emmett the Fox. He's gone through a big phase of putting his shoe on his dog's back. So I'm gonna take that one.
That's great, but that's Emmett's, unfortunately.
That's human.
So you don't have it.
Yeah, that's human.
You previously said the oven, and you have to stick to that.
He gets my vote.
Okay. Thank you guys very much for listening. Appreciate you. See you later. Enjoy the rest of 2024 early spring training. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.
See you all Sunday.
Sunday. Big Rays series.
Oh, gosh now.
Saturday.